Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll discuss some news that hit the NFL world yesterday with the Green Bay Packers releasing their star cornerback Jaire Alexander, which was a shock to me. Alexander is one of the best DBs, cornerbacks in the NFL. So for a team like the Packers that has gone to the playoffs, God, for most of my life, to release a premier player like that, and not just a premier player, but a premier player in his prime, it's certainly an unpacker-like move, and yeah, I was very very shocked when I saw the news pop up on my Twitter feed. Um, I had to make sure I had to make sure I read it right and that it wasn't from like a troll account or a meme Twitter account. Like that it was like genuinely shocking news, and it's such a surprise for a team that's been a model organization in the NFL for God, going on 30 30 or so years at this point. And before that they had a nice run in the 90s um, of winning a Super Bowl, and obviously they're running the 60s with Lombardi and all those guys. Um, so yeah, it was just one of the most shocking moves of the offseason. And today we'll discuss if the Eagles make a move to sign Jaire Alexander. Now, I think Howie Roseman will at least kick the tires on signing Alexander. I mean, he's one of the best corners in the NFL, but for some reason, I just don't see it working out. Um, Now, to be clear, a move like Jaire Alexander would make the Eagles unstoppable. Like we got super team complaints last year. I feel like adding Jaire Alexander would make us a super team. Like that would essentially it's essentially the Warriors adding Kevin Durant, but with the Warriors already winning a championship in the previous finals. Like that's basically what I would think the the move to sign Jaire Alexander would essentially be from an Eagles perspective. Um, Now, realistically, I don't think it happens. Um, just because Alexander he would cost he would cost a pretty premium price for sure. So I I don't know if Howie would be willing to pay that after after extending Saquon, um, bringing back Zach Bond. Um, I don't know if he would if he would go out and sign like a premium free agent like a Jaire Alexander. Plus, I feel like the Eagles have a ton of faith in Keely Ringo being a part of like the the cornerback room with Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell. So I I think Ringo's been coached up really well by Christian Parker the past couple of years. And I think they'll continue to have faith in the young corner. And I just don't see Jaire Alexander becoming an Eagle. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be great if we were able to hit on a move like Jaire Alexander. I mean, if we signed him, it would pretty much assuredly be a hit. But I don't think that's a move that basically that would happen. Hold on one second. Getting a phone call. And I see Keely Ringo continuing to mature and develop, and I don't think a coach like Vic Fangio and a defensive backs coach as accomplished as Christian Parker will be willing to give up on a player that they've both tried to mold for a couple of years in Christian Parker's case, and only 1 year in Vic Fangio's case. And I think there's already a lot of competition in the defensive back room with the signing of Adoree Jackson. So that could be another move to kind of push Keely Ringo and see how training camp works out on that front. But I think our defensive back room is good where it is. I don't see the Eagles like fully going fully like crossing the goal line, so to speak, and signing a player like Jaire Alexander. Although I do think that Howie Roseman will at least kick the tires on a move like that. But as always, I mean, time will tell. We'll see what happens. You never know with Howie Roseman. That's what makes the Eagles off seasons always so exciting. Is he's always capable of pulling the rabbit out of his hat for sure, and pulling off a really big magic trick. However, I just don't really see the need for it, and I think it goes. I think the people who have this type of move like in their head are the like TV pundits on the facility on FS1 and Speak and First Take and all those types of prognostication shows that just spew a bunch of hot nonsense for the sake of TV. And I just don't really see the Eagles making the big swing for a Jaire Alexander when they already have a cornerback room that's already stacked with talent and potential. But I mean, this is Howie Roseman we're talking about. I mean, he's certainly capable of pulling off a magic trick. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's something fun that's kind of been bandied about the past day or so. Like, could Jaire Alexander end up in Philly? Yes, theoretically he could. I just don't know how necessarily like possible it is. I give it a 15 to 20% chance of happening, and even that's like on the high end. Realistically, I give it about like a 5 to 10% chance. I really don't. I don't think the Eagles go all the way with this and really make the big swing on a signing like Jaire Alexander when they already have so much good quality cornerback depth in that room. So, uh, with with that being said, thank you guys for listening to this, and as always, go Birds.